Chapter 26. Hazel. Hazel and Frank tumbled over each other. Hazel accidentally gave herself the Heimlich maneuver with the pommel of her sword and curled on the deck, moaning and coughing up the taste of Catalip's poison. Through the fog of pain, she heard the ship's figurehead Festus the bronze dragon creaking in alarm and shooting fire. Dimly, Hazel wondered if they had hit an iceberg. But in the Adriatic? In the middle of summer? The ship rocked to port with massive commotion, like telephone poles snapping in half. "Gah!" Leo yelled somewhere behind them. "It's eating the oars!" What is? Hazel wondered. She tried to stand, but something large and heavy was pinning her legs. She realized it was Frank, grumbling as he tried to extract himself from a pile of loose rope. Everyone else was scrambling. Jason jumped over them with his sword drawn and raced to the stern. Piper was already on the quarterdeck, shooting food from her cornucopia and yelling, "Hey! Hey! Eat this, you stupid turtle!" Turtle? Hazel helped Frank to her feet. "Are you okay?" "Yeah," Hazel lied, clutching her stomach. "Go!" Frank sprinted up the steps, slinging off his backpack, which instantly transformed into a bow and quiver. By the time he reached the helm, he had already fired one arrow and was nocking the second. Leo frantically worked the ship's controls. "Oars won't retract! Get it away! Get it away!" Up in the rigging, Nico's face was slack with shock. "Sticks, it's huge!" he yelled. "Port! Go port!" Coach Hedge was the last one on deck. He compensated that with enthusiasm. He bounded up the steps, waving his baseball bat, and without hesitation, goat galloped to the stern and leapt over the rail with a gleeful "Ha-ha!" Hazel staggered to the quarterdeck to join her friends. The boat shuddered, more oars snapped, and Leo yelled, "No, no, no! Dang, slimy-shelled son of a mother!" Hazel reached the stern and couldn't believe what she saw. When the word turtle came to her head, she thought of a cute little thing the size of a jewelry box, sitting on a rock in the middle of a fish pond. When she heard huge, her mind tried to adjust. Okay, perhaps it was like the Galapagos tortoise that she'd seen at the zoo once, with a shell big enough to ride on. She did not envision the creature the size of an island. When she saw the massive dome of craggy black and brown squares, the word turtle simply did not compute. Its shell was more like a landmass. Hills of bone, shiny pearl valleys, kelp and moss forests, rivers of seawater trickling down grooves of its carapace. On the ship's starboard side, another part of the monster rose from the water like a submarine. Lars of Rome! Was that its head? Its golden eyes were the size of wading pools, with dark sideways slits for pupils. Its skin glistened like wet army camouflage, brown flecked with green and yellow. Its red, toothless mouth could have swallowed the Athena Parthenos in one bite. Hazel watched as it snapped off half a dozen oars. "Stop that!" Leo wailed. Coach Hedge clambered around the turtle shell, whacking at it uselessly with his baseball bat and yelling, "Take that! And that!" Jason flew from the stern and landed on the creature's head. He stabbed his golden sword straight between its eyes, but the blade slipped sideways, as if the turtle's skin were greased steel. Frank shot arrows at the monster's eyes with no success. The turtle's filmy inner eyelids blinked away with uncanny precision, deflecting each shot. Piper shot cantaloupes into the water, yelling, "Fetch, you stupid turtle!" But the turtle seemed fixated on eating the Argo too. "How did it get so close?" Hazel demanded. Leo threw up his hands in exasperation. "Must be that shell! Guess it's invisible to sonar! It's a freaking stealth turtle!" Can't the ship fly?" Piper asked. "With half our oars broken off?" Leo punched some of the buttons and spun his Archimedes spear. "I'll have to try something else." "There!" Nico yelled from above. "Can you get us to those straits?" Hazel looked to where he was pointing. About half a mile to the east, a long strip of land ran parallel to the coastal cliffs. It was hard to be sure from a distance, but the stretch of water between them looked to be only 20 or 30 yards across, possibly wide enough for the Argo II to slip through, but definitely not wide enough for the giant turtle shell.